In this video, we're going to show you how to prepare your pump out for extreme weather occurrences like hurricanes and floods, which is especially important here in Florida. But these same steps can be taken to protect your equipment for the off-season or other extreme weather events. First, run clear water through the system. And then let the pump run air through the system to reduce weight and pressure on the plumbing connections. Then, turn the pump off here at the pump or stanchion. Also turn off the electric at the pump's control panel and the breaker. Remove the hose and nozzle assembly to be brought inside and cap the end. This will not only keep the equipment safe, but also ensure it doesn't become a loose projectile or become entangled with debris that can damage the stanchion or the entire dock. Ensure all valves are closed throughout the system. If you have an in-slip system, this may take a while, depending on the size of your marina. If you have one, close the curb stop valve. This will prevent seawater from entering the sewer lines in the event of flooding. Double check that the bolts are all secure and all plumbing is secured to the dock. Next, ensure that there's enough flexible hose and electrical line to accommodate the predicted tidal swings and surge without stretching tight or pulling on the rigid pipe. Consider adding temporary support lines or straps to prevent pipes from hanging unsupported if the dock sections shift. If the expected flooding will be severe enough to submerge the pump, consider removing it from the dock and storing it in a location safe from flooding, shielded from winds. To relocate the pump, you must first remove the cover. Next, turn isolation valves in the closed position and unscrew the union. Now, unbolt the pump from the slab or foundation. Disconnect the electrical. It's helpful if you have a twist lock plugs, and might be worth installing these if you expect to move the pump off. Now's the hard part. Depending on the size of your pump, it could weigh several hundred pounds. If you have a forklift, you're going to want to get your pump up to a safe location, and hopefully you have enough time to do so. Make sure you store it in a location that's protected from wind and will not flood. If you're not able to remove the pump, it will likely still work after being submerged if you implement a few simple steps. When you return to your property, remember safety first. Be on the lookout for hazards and only proceed to the pump when it's safe to do so. Once you can safely access the pump, rinse all non-electrical components with fresh water as soon as possible. Second, use a marine lubricant on metal surfaces to prevent rusting and corrosion. And last, inspect the control panel. If there's moisture in it, open it up to air it out and allow it to dry. Use a dielectric grease on the terminal strip, but be sure to avoid the contactor and the transformer. Remember, never turn power back on until it's been inspected by a licensed electrician. Using electrical equipment that was submerged can be a fire hazard. Now that the pump is taken care of, visually inspect the plumbing for damage. Pay special attention to the connections. Once power is back onto your pump, and hopefully you discover that the pump still functions, run a dye test to look for small leaks in the plumbing that may not be obvious through a visual inspection. To do this, just place a dye tracer in a bucket of water, allow it to dissolve, and pump it out. Then look for dye in the water throughout the plumbing system. For more detailed information specific to your equipment, review your owner's manual and contact the pump manufacturer. Together, we provide the tools boaters need to keep our waters clean.